The hot wind blows again from the Korean entertainment world, and this time the names are the same again. Jungkook and Jimin. The two BTS members are known to have unique chemistry, closeness that is difficult to ignore, and an aura that always arouses public curiosity. Media titles are exploding again, speculation is unstoppable, and armies around the world are again on two sides, the curious and the restless. Is there a new drama? Jungkook and Jimin make a scene again? The question is no longer what, but to what extent this shakes the dynamics of fandom. The drama starts from a brief moment, a small moment that is captured on camera, uploaded, disseminated, and eventually becomes the subject of global discussion. The video shows Jungkook and Jimin in the same room, apparently joking, or maybe talking about something serious. No confirmación. There is no context, but enough to make the internet rumble. Jungkook seemed to pull Jimin's arm, while Jimin gave an expression that was hard to guess. Was it a small annoyance? Or is it just a joke that only they both understand? The mystery element was the perfect fuel for the sensation-hungry media. Some Korean news outlets even immediately released articles that seemed to claim that there was a veiled tension between the two idols. In fact, anyone who has followed BTS's journey since the beginning knows that Jungkook and Jimin's emotional intensity is nothing new. They grew up together, going through adolescence to adulthood in the shadow of a big career. The two supported each other, reprimanded each other, encouraged each other. But it is such an intense closeness that often leads to misunderstanding in the eyes of the public, especially when those moments are captured on camera in an incomplete angle. Another source mentioned that this drama appeared because the two were working on a certain project that was still kept secret. This allegation came after some production staff uploaded sketchy photos showing silhouettes of two very similar figures, Jungkook and Jimin. The public instantly connects the dots. Maybe they are preparing something big, maybe there is a special comeback, or maybe there is a long-awaited collaboration. But this mystery makes the noise even greater. Every little detail, even a hand gesture or an eye gaze, is broken down and analyzed as if it were an important clue. Army, as usual, was divided into two large groups. The first group feels that this is just the media exaggerating the situation, trying to create drama that does not really exist. They remind the public that Jungkook and Jimin have a very close relationship, much more complex than it seems on screen. The second group was even more curious, feeling that there was something different with their interactions lately. Especially since the two rarely appear together in certain events, speculation that there are differences of opinion between them again surfaced. However, if you look deeper, this drama reflects how vulnerable the relationship between BTS members is to the media spotlight. They're not just idols, they're public figures whose every move can be overinterpreted. When two people who are like brothers become the subject of speculation, not only curiosity arises, but also great pressure on their personal relationships. Jungkook, who has been known to be quiet and focused, has been seen several times avoiding too close interactions in front of the camera, while Jimin, who tends to be more expressive, was seen trying to maintain a professional impression on several occasions. This combination of small changes gives rise to many wild interpretations that are actually unfounded. The latest drama culminated when an anonymous insider claimed that the two had had a minor falling out due to differences in views on work. This claim immediately exploded and became a trending topic. Many believe, many reject. But as with the previous drama, there is no real evidence to support the claim. The fact that BTS is now in a transitional period both individually and as a group is the main trigger for why the public easily believes the narrative of internal conflict. However, amid the speculation, Jungkook gave a short message to fans, saying that he hoped everyone could calm down and wait for clarification from themselves. Meanwhile, Jimin uploaded a photo that looked like a subtle code. 2 cups of coffee side by side. The symbolism? A clue? Or just a coincidence? Nobody knows. But of course, the internet makes it the subject of massive analysis. Some see it as a sign that their relationship is okay. There are also those who consider it an apology gesture or an attempt to calm fans. Korean media experts consider that dramas like this are almost inevitable, especially since BTS's popularity has reached a level where the personal narratives of its members become media commodities. Jungkook and Jimin, who have a huge fan base, are easy targets for high engagement. One short video can turn into a long article full of assumptions. One small gesture can be interpreted as a big drama. But behind this crowd, one thing is certain. Jungkook and Jimin's relationship is much stronger than momentary gossip. They've gone through tough times, from stressful trainees to top global superstars. They have fought, they have strengthened each other, they have criticized each other for the sake of being better. And it is precisely this that makes each drama about them feel more alive and emotional, because the public knows that their relationship is not an ordinary one. Now the public can only wait. Will the drama end with an official clarification? Or will it subside by itself, drowned out by other news? One thing is clear. Every interaction between Jungkook and Jimin always has the power to shake the world. They're not just idols, they're phenomena. And every phenomenon, no matter how small, always has a bigger story behind it. New drama or just a misunderstanding? That's still a big question. But one thing is certain. Jungkook and Jimin managed to steal the world's attention again. And it seems that, as long as they stay together, this kind of drama will never really go away. The wave of talk about Jungkook and Jimin did not subside even after the drama was considered finished by some fans. In fact, day by day, more and more little bits and pieces appear that add fuel to endless speculation. Social media became a kind of huge laboratory where every army tried to parse clues, compare old and new moments, and find out what really happened behind the interaction of two figures who lived in camera surveillance for many years. The most interesting thing is how each new recording, even one less than 5 seconds long, always gives a different interpretation. In one of the videos that went viral, Jimin was seen touching Jungkook's back with a gesture that looked like a calming gesture. But a moment later, Jungkook actually looked away a little, as if keeping his distance. A small act like this was immediately used as an excuse by some media accounts to write a bombastic headline. Is Jungkook avoiding Jimin? Or strange gesture. Jimin tries to approach, Jungkook refuses, though it could be just a spontaneous movement without any meaning. But this is the world of idols. No movement is considered meaningless. Some fans who have followed the duo's progress since their debut tried to calm the atmosphere by reminding them that Jungkook often looks clumsy when heading to an important schedule, while Jimin, whose emotions are more open, sometimes tries to make sure Jungkook stays comfortable. But when these two personalities are recorded in an incomplete moment, the public easily draws the conclusion that there is tension. The drama is like an endless maze. The more it is explained, the greater is precisely the curiosity of the public. On the other hand, gossip accounts are again trying to defuse the atmosphere by uploading new claims.